Will you vote on things then?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll call you for a vote then. Okay, gotcha.
We have nothing that requires.
Good evening, all. I'd like to call you to the Monday, February 11th, 2019 village meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Milovich Walters, Commissioner Reed,
Present.
Commissioner Pavlatis, Commissioner Polk, and Mayor Mahoney.
Here, thank you. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have in your packets this evening a draft of the minutes from our regular council meeting on January 28th. Any questions, comments, suggested changes? If not, I would seek a motion to approve the minutes
So
at this time.
moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. We had a presentation by the Citizens on Patrol Service scheduled for this evening, but as they are unable to make it this evening, we don't need to,
No, we'll just put it on the next agenda.
we'll just put it on the next agenda.
Right.
And hopefully we can have the presentation on the scholarship donation to the Palos Park cadets at that meeting. So we have no hearings this evening. I'd move to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Commissioners and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, to pass a resolution appointing and removing alternate Freedom of Information officers for the Village of Palos Park Police Department. The resolution states that Virginia Humble be removed as alternate FOIA officer as she is no longer employed with the Palos Park Police Department, and Jessica Stafford and Michael Majewski, part-time clerks with the Palos Park Police Department, are hereby selected as alternate representatives to serve as FOIA officers to receive and comply with requests if Dolores Maldonado, full-time clerk with the Palos Park Police Department, is unable to carry out her duties as a FOIA officer for the Palos Park Police Department. B, to approve payment of invoices on the warrant list dated February 11, 2019, in the amount of $103,231.38. Item C, to approve the supplemental warrant list dated February 11, 2019 for manual checks, payroll, and recurring wire transfers in the amount of $360,482.49. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. Any items of old business to be brought before the council at this time? Hearing no such items, I would move to information updates, Public Works and Streets, Recreation Report, Commissioner Milovich Walters.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. I just have one item on the agenda. It's regarding an intergovernmental agreement with Metra to cover the cost of repairing the roof and soffit at the Metra station. By way of history, in October, the village was notified of damage to the soffit at the Metra station. The damage was substantial, so Public Works called on a roofing contractor to see if any issues were visible. After inspection, the contractor found one section of the roof that needed to be repaired and shingles missing in several locations. The contractor submitted a proposal to the village to make the repairs. The village reviewed the agreement with Metra for maintenance of the station building and found that the roof fell under Metra's responsibility for repair. After discussion with Metra, it was agreed that the village would pay for the work and then be reimbursed by Metra after an IGA, intergovernmental agreement, could be completed. Attached is the agreement reviewed by our village attorney, and the roof repairs have been completed, but the soffit work has not been done yet due to the weather. Any questions? I'd like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Metra to pay for the repair of the roof and soffit at the Metra station.
I'm sorry, actually, I did have a question.
Oh, sure, sorry.
The cost, I believe, is $2,500, not to exceed $2,500 would be the total of the grant.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. And secondly, under item 6 of the IGA, I'm assuming that submittal of an acceptable invoice, acceptable is kind of ambiguous, but obviously Tom has looked at it and is comfortable with it.
Right, I'm okay with that. In fact, I believe the invoice was already given to them in order to establish what the cost was going to be, plus the bid proposal on the fascia repair.
Correct.
So they're already, all they need is something that is marked paid.
Outstanding. That's all the questions I have. I second.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
And Mayor Mahoney?
Now I just have a couple announcements. We all should know by now, this Saturday, February 16th, is Chili in the Park. That is our winter chili cook-off. It starts at 12:30 this Saturday. It's at our recreation center. The doors open at 12:30, but the tasting starts at 1:15. You say, why come so early? Because there's live music. We have a band called Retroactive. They're a 5-piece local band that plays a lot of old-time rock and roll music, some Beatles, Beach Boys, that sort of stuff. It's only $5 to come in and sample every chili you want to sample. And if you have any other, if you want to cook chili, you still can sign up to cook chili. It's $20 fee to cook, and you have a chance to win a $100 People Choice Award. So if you would like to cook, if you want to come but you just can't remember everything I just said, 708-671-3760 is the Recreation Department. But again, this Saturday, 12:30, it'll go to about 4:30, depending on how fast the judging goes and when we make the announcements. But music will start at noon, tasting at 1:15, only $5. So come join us. And then just another item to put on your calendar a few weeks from now, Thursday, March 7th at 6:30 p.m. At the Recreation Center, we'll have an event called Protect Your Oaks. It's a free event. It's an educational opportunity that we're collaborating with the Cook County Forest Preserves. It's what you can learn what you can do as a landowner to help preserve the oak ecosystem recovery project. So that, I think, implies that we're trying to get the oak trees to grow again in our area that are known for having oaks. So the Forest Preserve is going to give us tips on what we can do on our own property. And so come join us Thursday, March 7th, 6:30 at the Recreation Center. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Reed, the Building and Public Property Report.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. During cold weather, take preventive action, such as keeping the garage doors closed if there are water supply lines in the garage. Open the kitchen and bathroom cabinet doors to allow warmer air to circulate around plumbing. When the weather is very cold outside, as it has been, let the cold water drip from the faucet served by exposed pipes. Running water through the pipe, even at a trickle, helps to prevent pipes from freezing. Also, keep the thermostat set to the same temperature, both during the day and at night, by temporarily suspending the use of lower nighttime temperatures. You may incur a higher heating bill, but you can prevent a much more costly repair job if pipes freeze and burst. During the time period of January 23 to March 5, the building department processed 9 permits, resulting in $3,497.70 of permit fees. 18 inspections were completed during the aforementioned time period. Madam Director, do you have anything to add?
I have nothing further, thank you.
That concludes my report.
Thank you very kindly. Public Health and Safety Report, Commissioner Polk is absent tonight, but I have a few announcements, including that Palos Park Police have been recognized for the Special Olympics fundraising efforts. On February 1st at Illinois State University, the 2009 Special Olympics Conference was attended by Palos Park officers John Sutko and Joe Walters. The conference is an interactive and an exciting experience for attendees to experience sessions on topics from fundraising best practices, athlete engagement, working with individuals with disabilities, social media engagement, and more. The conference is a unique opportunity to network with Torch Fund officers throughout the state and law enforcement personnel for all over Illinois. Palos Park officers raised $30,584.58 in 2018 for Special Olympics, and were recognized for not only serving their communities on patrol, but being dedicated to working with and for our vulnerable populations. We are very proud of these officers' work, patrolling, protecting, and providing service to our communities. Chief, what is that torch run with the Special Olympics? Is it,
We've got the Polar Plunge coming up. That'll be, I think, March 2nd. That's the first big event of the year. Then in May, we have Cop on Top. That's all the Dunkin' Donuts. And then the first week of June is the Torch Run.
okay.
We normally combine with Palos Heights, run up Harlem, hand off to Tinley Park and Orland Park, and then take it west to 159th to LaGrange, and then we take it south on LaGrange to the I-80 overpass, where we hand off to Will County Sheriff.
Outstanding. I know we do quite a bit of that fundraising in the Dunkin' Donuts Cop on Top.
We do both our Dunkin' Donuts on that day.
So,
It's usually the first Friday in May, I believe.
Excellent.
You've been up there yourself, I believe, Mayor.
Yes, I've been up there. Monthly police activity report, activity from January 28, 2019 through February 10th, 2019. Calls for service, 1,524. Adjudication tickets, 46. Traffic tickets, 7. Written warnings, 31. Verbal warnings, 23. Case reports, 18. Adult arrests, 1. No juvenile arrests. No impounds. 32 senior checks. 37 assist citizens. And 30 community contacts during that period. Just wanted to, as Chief Miller and the Police Department are constantly trying to make our residents aware of electronic and email scams. As we prepare to file 2018 taxes, new scams require we be vigilant this year. In 2018, the IRS recorded a 60% increase in tax-related email phishing schemes. The email subject lines were most often regarding an important notice or IRS refund. Some of the emails contained links that directed taxpayers to fake IRS websites requesting personal information, while others contained attachments that downloaded malware capable of tracking keystrokes to collect information. Check the true sender. If you receive a suspicious email, check for specific details about the sender of a message, including the sender's email address, by clicking on the arrow next to the sender on most email clients. Scammers can obscure their actual email addresses through certain email clients. Don't click on tax emails. Refrain from clicking on emails that purport to contain sensitive information. If you see an email advertising news from TurboTax or another tax program or from the IRS, go directly to the website to check your account. Protect your personal information. Keep sensitive information in a secure place and shred any unneeded documents that contain sensitive information, such as your social security number. For those filing online, use a secure internet connection. If you're filing by mail, officials advise that you take your completed return directly to the post office. The IRS won't use a phone call to reach out to you first. Any communications will originate in the U.S. mails and not by email. These scam calls often have a sense of urgency, even saying you could go to jail if you don't settle up. The type of payment the caller requests, like many scams, the perpetrator wants you to pay with largely untraceable methods, including gift cards and wire transfers. Guard your W-2. There's a wealth of information like your social security number on that document that scammers can use to pose as you and steal your tax return. Scary stuff. They send these emails out to a multitude of people, and even a small percent of success can cause our residents to lose lots of money. So keep vigilant on those items. And that concludes Commissioner Polk's report. Accounts and Finances, Commissioner Pavladis is absent this evening, and I don't believe that he has any announcements or any report. Mayor's report. I don't have any formal report, and I have a few announcements later in the meeting. Clerk Aragoni.
I don't really have a report, but we did meet today for senior club, and I was rather concerned because of the weather, if anyone would show up. Everybody came,
Of course.
so they're a hearty stock, I'll tell you. And the speaker we had today was on paper management, and it was really interesting because you tend to keep everything. So she was explaining how to organize, and in this day of computers, for instance, your investments, keep your original papers, but anything after that, you don't really need, and it's online anyway. So she hit a lot of different points. Credit cards, you don't have to keep, I mean, she just went through everything with them, and a lot of good information. And she does this for a living, actually. She goes to people's houses. And so I think everyone went away learning something about what do you keep, what don't you keep. Some people have things from the 70s that they were going to go home and shred. So it was a good meeting, though. It was very worthwhile. And just to mention, at the chili cook-off, Saturday Women's Club is going to be selling hot dogs.
Excellent.
And we're also, because all the cooks come early, we're also going to be serving breakfast to them, donuts and coffee.
That's awesome.
So we'll be there all day.
What time do you come in the morning?
We'll probably be there by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the cooks gave to start from scratch, so we thought we'd come and sell donuts. So
You guys are kind.
We'll be there.
Well, it's a fun day. It's becoming
Yeah,
a big
really.
Palos Park event day.
I agree. It's a lot of fun. There's not a lot going on this time of year, so it's
And
fun
the,
to come
and the
in.
chili cooks are fun people.
So much fun. And all like these really dedicated cooks usually come out to this event because it's early in the season and they need to win their points to go on to regionals and stuff. So they're all excited to come here. And I mean, don't want to toot our own horn, but I'm going to toot Moses' horn here. We get such great feedback from the cooks. They love the event that we put on.
Well, it's a cool venue. I love the rec center as a place to have our events. It's beautiful, it's scenic, and I think everyone enjoys that.
Absolutely.
Yes, last year, one of the cooks won some cash award, and he donated it to Women's Club. So that was nice.
How nice is that?
So,
Yeah. Really,
Just to
really
be
nice
around.
people.
And you guys have fun. You're working hard coming there early, but you have fun with those cooks.
yes. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Manager Boehm, did you have something this evening?
I just wanted to let everybody know that the Illinois Department of Transportation is working on finalizing plans for resurfacing Route 45. They're going to do that from just south of Black Walnut all the way north to Route 83. The plans right now call for a bid letting at the end of April, which probably indicates that they'll be under construction early summer on resurfacing of LaGrange Road. So that's sorely needed. I know
The major change in temperatures is just brutal for our streets. And I think especially this year. For the first time, I'm noticing some major potholes in LaGrange, in the areas where you've identified.
I think they've moved it up in their schedule and their multi-year program. I think they had it, about a year out, and they've moved it up in their schedule. So that's a good thing. I know Director Sabravas commented on the plans, asked them to include the medians along LaGrange Road too, because those were falling apart as well. People use that to turn out of their neighborhoods. So that work will be done as well. That's all I have. Oh, and then likely they're going to be doing a lot of this work at night. There's not many homes in that stretch, and they can stay out of the people's way and keep the traffic open. So likely a lot of this will be done at night.
Good. We will let the coyotes know. All right. Announcements. All right. Recreation Advisory Commission will meet on Tuesday, February 12th at 10 a.m. That's tomorrow in the lower level of the Recreation Center. Zoning Board of Appeals will not meet this Wednesday, February 13th. We have no agenda items. Village offices will be open on President's Day, that's next month, Monday, February 18th. Historic Preservation will not meet on February 19th as there are no agenda items. Library Board will meet on Wednesday, February 20th, that's next Wednesday at 5 p.m. in the library. Please note, this is a new permanent meeting time. Plan Commission will meet on Thursday, February 21st at 7 o'clock is when their meetings start, to hear the following items. Continuation of public hearing from January 7, 2019, PC 2019-01. The Village of Palos Park is proposing text amendments to Part 12, Title 6, Chapter 1280, Section 1280.08 of the Palos Park Village Code is hereby amended by adding a new subsection C thereto, which shall read in its entirety as follows. Subsection C, notwithstanding subsection B above, a second floor addition may be constructed in relation to a single-family residence covered by subsection A above, without need for any side yard, rear yard, and/or front yard setback variations, provided that no portion of said second floor addition encroaches into the required side yard, rear yard, and/or front yard setback any more than the existing single-family residence. Any such second floor addition shall not be considered a legal non-conforming use under this chapter. Analysis of how the village's zoning ordinance regulates solar installations. Pursue some amendments to the code to make our regulations more transparent regarding a solar panel local location requirements. I also wanted to make an announcement for the McCord Gallery. On Saturday, March 2nd at 4 p.m., McCord Gallery presents Patty Homan and the Noble Call. Hailing from the county of Cork, which is where I believe I am from, by the way, at least my father's family, tenor Patty Homan elevates traditional and contemporary Irish songs to new heights. Adding a layer of warmth and familiarity to his performances, he welcomes the audience into a unique Irish experience. Patty will be joined by John Williams, Jimmy Moore, and Brendan Bolger on fiddle, a deadly combination, if I do say so myself, said Patty Homan. Again, that's Saturday, March 2nd at 4 p.m. Admission is $25. Call 708-671-0648 for tickets. I am sure that you can get information on this event and on all the other McCord events at www.mccordgallery.org. I just wanted to note that this event is sponsored by our own Republic Bank, the Illinois Arts Council, and Friends of the Emerald Isle. So that looks to be a great winter event.
Absolutely. I had one other thing I wanted to mention
Sure,
that I forgot
absolutely.
to mention. In case anybody's like me and never can remember which week it is that recycling goes out, since it's every other week, we have put on the website, if you click under departments and go to Public Works and then go to garbage and recycling, it lists out, depending on what day your garbage is picked up, when your recycling days are. So I've already used it a couple times. So just in case people can't keep track like me.
And where is that now?
If you go on the Palos Park website, click Departments, go to Public Works, and then Garbage and Recycling. And it's all written out. If you're east of A6 Avenue and you're picked up on Thursday, here are your days for recycling. And it breaks it down based on where you're located and your garbage pickup day. Then you'll know when your recycling days are.
Excellent.
Yes.
Anyone else have anything before we? Oh, we need to do citizens and visitors comment period. Anyone from the audience like to address the council at this time? I will pretend like there's a huge audience out here, though there is not. Hearing no such requirements, I would seek to move to adjourn this meeting at this time.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. Good evening. Please be careful if you are